Good morning. Yesterday was a hard day, but since yesterday and today, God's been talking to me so much. Yesterday, I left the house and my health was really bad, so I felt like it wasn't an exercise walk, but it was just a moment to be with nature. So I had a very slow pace and went a very short distance, and I saw this thing in the water, and it looks like a beaver because it's like big and brown. It was swimming. I don't know if we have beavers, but that's what it looks like. So whatever that thing is, I saw that. Then I saw 2 turtle doves, so I took a picture of them. So in the tree picture, they're hard to see, but there's one like on the top and one on the bottom, so you have to look. But there's 2 turtle doves in that. And then I was talking to the Lord, and I said, God, this is a grief day. And I like turned my head, and that exact second, the first sentence on a bench was, do not grieve. And what I had been feeling was, now with being on the 20 pharmaceuticals and in remission, really helpless because of the way they affect my mental health and the mood swings and the anger and the seizures. And they affect so much now, right? Because if you're supposed to be on 20 pills when your whole body's electrocuting itself and you're in 7 to 10 pain every second of every day, that 20 pills affects you way different when you're in remission. But there is no doctor to call and say, let's do this, let's figure this out. Because none of the doctors even heard of this, so they're telling you, we're just prescribing you things, we're trying it. I did some of my own research and found out a lot of the medicines they are prescribing, the majority of them for this, will never have an effect, and that's the most common ones, and even the ones I've been being prescribed. So I'm already in the process, again, of detoxing. So I stopped fully my Diloxicam or something. I forget how to say it, but one of my pain pills I 100% stopped. And then another one, which is the hardest one to stop. I'm in the process of that, but I'm definitely going to have to probably teeter with that. But anyway, so I bought myself a birthday present. My had a back unemployment check that hit, and it hit on July 2nd. And what I bought was a lavender walker, and it folds up, and it has a basket. And then I bought the cup holder that goes on it, and it's a cup holder, cell phone holder, and then a little thing for trinkets where I put my little bowl and my lighter, and sometimes like a little cigar. So when I take my walks, and a huge spot to collect my rocks. And what's nice is the one I have, it's super heavy, so I can't leave the house if Adam's not home. And it's really hard for me to, I can't lift it at all, put it in a car or anything like that. So these ones are super lightweight. It's like 8 pounds, and it folds up really small, and it's shaped a little bit different, and it's absolutely perfect. So as I detox, I'm going to be on a walker pretty much every day for at least, probably 9 to 12 months. And I feel really good about it because it represents detoxing and recovery. So I'll be out on it every single day exercising. It has a chair with a built-in back support for when I have to sit. And it was just the best thing. Oh, and then I got myself vitamins because I haven't been able to buy any of the vitamins I needed this whole time. And that doctor I follow says take magnesium glycinate. I don't know how to say any of these, so I got that in a gummy because I can't really swallow. Omega-3, so I got that, and then something with like a Q10, something else. So I got the 3 supplements, which is what he says for F&D to use, these 3 supplements. So I'll do a review on that, but this man I trust fully. So God talked to me a lot yesterday, and I was feeling the this is gonna be a long physical recovery with a lot of pain and a lot of time in bed. And now that my mental health is so affected by the pills, I'm like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So God just gave me a million signs yesterday. I felt his love, his presence. Like I felt so loved by him in the morning. And then it was a very hard physical day, right? And then, which is fine. But then today I was having seizures and stuff, and I was laying there, and I said, God, how am I going to get clean? How could I even like detox or know what meds? I said, there's no doctor. I can't go to, no matter how many primaries I switch to, they're not trained in this. They don't know about it. They're just Googling things the same as you and me. I can't get to a neurologist. I'm still a year out on the wait for the neurologist that prescribes meds. So I said, God, how do I get better? There's no doctor. And I'm sitting there thinking this in my head, and I'm just having these spasms and seizures, and I'm crying, and I'm just like, God, like, now what, And even how do you get through recovery when it's so long, hurts so bad, there's so much rebuilding, and while detoxing, the pain is just horrific, right? So all of a sudden, like, Adam watches all this stuff, and he listens to a lot. He grew up in Mississippi his whole life, so he listens to like the Mississippi Mass Gospel, Mississippi Mass Choir, and so we were listening to them this morning, and some different choirs, and he listens to a lot of the music from like his nanny's time and stuff. And that's where a lot of our Christian songs today that are on the radio originate from, but they're 10 times even more just different, and just, I'm not going to say better, because every Christian artist has their own style and they're all wonderful, but it's just this completely different take on these songs that we know now than when you heard them, from 50, 60 years ago, right? So I love it. So anyway, he puts on this song, and it's a pastor, and he's saying some stuff, and there's a huge choir behind him, and it was about the Lord is my doctor, and I go into my closet and I pray, and they did this whole scenario about how this kid was injured in an accident, and they were like, ma'am, I had to call my doctor, and they were like, yeah, the phone's there, and she's like, no, I gotta call my doctor, I just need a closet. And the whole thing was about how Jesus is my doctor in my healing place. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, okay, God, there is a doctor, so it's like, I don't have to, there is a doctor, it's you. So in the natural, even though there's no doctor for so many of us to get to and get prescribed, and we spend years on the wrong stuff waiting for neurologists, I was just so encouraged by, like, yeah, the Lord is your doctor. I try to find that song to post it. I never heard of it ever, but again, it was exactly as I'm panicking, and just be like, oh, okay, yeah, okay. It's okay, there's no doctors. Because it feels like in the natural, like, how do I get off all these meds? And I know they're affecting my mental health. And even now, the seizures, the 24/7 pouring sweat while freezing, shivering, goosebumps, the hives. Like, I know all this is, I'm coming off some things. There's 2 pills I'm prescribed now that I'm not taking. 4 pills I'm not taking. And it's just kind of, I do different things, detoxing, and I keep experimenting. But I'm still, But yeah, so Jesus is my doctor. So even though I don't know how to, do all this, and it feels like helpless at times, just buying that walker was like empowering, because it's my favorite color, has my little cup holder, and I could pack up, put my phone, put my Pandora on, put my drink, have my little bowl lighter, my little reward cigar, and just slam it out. And the huge basket for collecting rocks, I could put my purse in there. It's just literally perfect. So I'm super thankful to get that, and super thankful to have found that doctor, to find out the 3 supplements most important for anyone who has FND. So I already know they're gonna work. He says it, I believe it. So I will follow that man blindly and do everything he says, and think not twice. I just really, really, really feel just led to follow him, and if he says it, I'm doing it. So I'm gonna make this short, because I have to try to shave, and I'm still having a lot of seizures this morning and pain and stuff, but God is so good, because he's still gonna give me a beautiful day down at the lake. And Adam surprised me, and he came home yesterday, and God God is so good, because I was in such a severe amount of pain for so long that it kind of triggered that theta brain. So I was feeling like that scared little kid, and I had been watching nothing but like murder mystery shows, and I'm really into true crime and all that, and so that's all I had been watching since he left. And Dante was sleeping out, and I was getting more and more scared about nighttime, and I had nightmares the night before because I was watching the true crime stuff, so he didn't sleep there that night. So I was like, God, maybe you can make him come home today, because I was like freaking out and feeling scared, and he wasn't going to be home till Wednesday night or Thursday. And I'm like, I shouldn't have watched all this. It kept me really entertained and bad and distracted, because I had to think the whole time, and it's like stuff I'm really interested in, but now I'm scared. Because adult brain Ashley was like super into that, then kid brain Ashley was like, I'm traumatized. That was petrifying. So there is a huge difference with what kids watch and adults watch, because even in the different parts of my brain where it's thinking from, I could watch something and feel so scared, so traumatized, so like, oh my gosh, when I'm in that brain, that I know how highly it affects kids. Like, my stomach will knot up, I'll want to throw up. Like, you have the emotional capacity of a 4-year-old to comprehend things that nobody should ever see or know, right? So it's just very different. So that's what sucks about going in between your different brains. But I also get really, I miss him so much anytime he leaves. So I get, naturally like, meh, so that like is part of it. I'm already sad, right? Okay, so July 3rd. Let's see what this is gonna say. Yeah. So this is fighting sin within, and I could relate to that. So I don't know what they're gonna say. Hopefully it's not that big, because I just went on and on about how much I agree with fighting with sin within. Sin begins within, and there's no quick and easy resolution to the struggle. I know your every thought, every temptation, and I know it's hard. You struggle with sin all of your life, and it will affect you in ways that you simply can't see. You need to continually fight the battle. You fight the battle within you and resist temptation by delighting in my law. The way you grow strong against the temptations you face is to draw near to me. Sin cannot exist in my presence. I will always conquer it. I like that. I will always conquer it. You will need to stand strong upon my word and refuse to sin by being completely obedient to me. When you find yourself in a sinful state, quickly repent by standing firm in your faith and repenting quickly when you sin. You will build up resistance to the temptations within yourself. You will build up a resistance to the temptations that threaten you. Don't look for the strength to do this within yourself, for you'll find yourself vulnerable and weak. You must find your strength in me, using my armor to protect you from the evil one. If you look to me and focus upon Christ who has saved you, you'll win the battle and conquer every temptation. I'm with you to save you. I don't really understand myself, for I want to do what is right, but I don't do it. Instead, I do what I hate. And that's Romans 7:15. So that was a good one. Hello. So yeah, it's everyone battles with sin. I've done a lot of videos on that chain hooked to our coffin with that sin nature, and I battle with it all the time. Every time my body feels like it's been in, I want to freaking take drugs all the damn time and feel better, I hate pharmaceuticals, but in 1 second I could get one pill that would take all the pain away, right? And I could feel out of pain every day at the expense of being even more drugged up than these 20 pills. Because there are stronger and harder things they could give me, but I choose not to. So it's hard choosing to be in pain 24/7 over not taking a drug to alleviate it. So I tempt myself every day. My brain needs a detox, because I wasn't born to be on drugs, and my soul needs it, and my spiritual giftings need it, and my future and what I believe in. I know I'm not meant to be on drugs. So, but yeah, it's tempting to even just take your own pills when you're trying to detox, and you have them there and you can, to get out of pain, but way more tempting to go on stronger things, you know. Especially when it's every speck of your body and it never ever stops for not one single second. It just varies in degree. So yeah, I deal with temptation every second of my life, probably more than a lot of people. And you know, idle time is the devil's playground. I'm home 24/7. You know, hobbies and interests that I have that I could do at home. Most of the time I don't have the physical capability. So yesterday I couldn't work on my website, I couldn't go to Vinny's, I couldn't do any of the planting, the gardening, tending to what we had. I was useless. I couldn't, you know, get out of bed. But I got out of bed, like I said, just that little bit in the morning. God talked to me. And then the next song that he put on, it was like an old version sang of it, but everyone knows the song. I'm just a nobody trying to tell everybody about a somebody that could save the world. I think everyone knows that song now, but he put on the version from like that his granny would listen to. And again, it's just beautiful to hear all these songs from even when they were being played in such a different time and different parts in the world, and they just hit you all in different ways. So I'd look up different versions of songs you love, and even put in different time frames, you know, say from 50 years ago, from 40 years ago. Just they all hit so different because, you know, 40 years ago life was different, and 50 years ago life was different, and, you know, so there's just so much value in listening to stuff our grandparents listened to. And I have so much value in just growing up around Nick, and he's much more than a senior citizen. I don't forget the proper term. He's up there, and you know, 50 years ago he was an adult, you know. So hearing all his stuff is just beautiful. I love listening to his music, and I love music from the 40s and the 50s and all the Frank Sinatra's and the old school Italian. And then I've always had like a huge desire to live in the South. That's where I've always wanted to finish out my life, so I could always have that year-round greenhouse and be outside every day of my life, because I basically want to live outside, have the outside shower, the outdoor bathtub, the whole outdoor kitchen, just, you know, shelter so we could go in and sleep in a bed without bugs. But I'll mostly be outside. So I've been super drawn to that Southern faith. It's just so powerful and strong, and they talk about Jesus all the time. And so we're here, you know, till God releases us, and we definitely have a purpose for being here. And a lot of stuff I have to work on before I get to all of that, but that's the reward. You know, so definitely can't wait for that. And till then, just gonna enjoy every moment of what God has us working on till then, because I know all my health stuff, all that stuff with the FND and websites and all that has to be done before we start the homestead, because that's gonna take up a huge bit of my time and attention. And then I'm gonna spend some time in paradise, just Adam and I, completely unplugged from the world. And yeah, I mean, who's that? So it's coming, but I told God we're here till you release us, and you know, but we'll enjoy every day of that season and next season and every other season in our life, you know. As long as you're just always like, all right, I'll stay where you want me when you want me for as long as you want me, and I'll move when you tell me to move. And it's got to be that with everything. God tells you to leave your home at 60 years. Bye, you know. So we surrender and submit. There's no compromise. There's no, all right, I'll surrender and submit to 80. There's no, you don't tell them no anymore. You know, when you say it's yes, it's yes. And a lot of the stuff, you're not going to be like, hey, that's what I would have chosen, or not really a fan of that. And there's going to be like awkward things to overcome and new experiences and things you've never done, and stepping outside your comfort zone because nothing grows there. So it's going to be like you're being super stretched in new things, and you're always stepping into the unknown. So it's always like, oh, okay, God, I don't know nothing, but this is the step you said to take, so I'll just do that. And you just keep telling me each step, so you are just going with the flow, which is really nice because there's nothing to think about. All you gotta do is be a a moving car so God can move you, because the only thing you can't do is move a parked car. So the ones are still like, all right, whatever you say. He's gonna keep telling you, but there's lots of stuff I want to say no. There's lots of inconvenient times. There's times I don't feel good. There's times I'm like, you sure, God? I really want to stay in bed. Like, even when I wound up on News Channel 10, and then it went on the police site and the News Channel 10 site and aired live on TV. I didn't want to walk to the store. My mom would have been able to drive me. I had no energy. I didn't even have a desire to go there at that. It was nothing like, but he like had me wait and had me walk. I was annoyed. And then, you know, all that and all the timing led up, and that all worked out to speak on behalf of Geneva's police department, which is something I believe and love in so much. So it was like my honor to be able to speak on them. So it's like God will tell you to do things, but he's not like, I'll tell you when you're ready. I'll tell you when you feel good. I'll tell you when you're healthy. I'll tell you when you're trained. I'll tell you when you're prepared. I'll tell you when you have experience. Nope. You don't get experience. You don't even get warnings. It's from second to second. You know, it's just, you know, and a lot of this stuff too, he's not always asking you to do something awesome and fun, and you're like, heck yeah, like, a lot of it, you're like, God, you know I don't feel good today, and you know, like, tomorrow I'll feel better, can't we do this tomorrow? But it can't be around your time, because he's the one seeing every other thing. She wouldn't have been there tomorrow. She wouldn't have been there 10 minutes earlier or 10 minutes later, you know? So when everything's his perfect timing, he's not trying to inconvenience you or play games or be like, jump how high and see just how fast you listen. It's not about that. It's that you have to say yes all the time to keep with his perfect timing, because of the divine connection, the people he needs you to meet, the places he needs you to be. He can need you on the lake at an exact same time that you can't go till that time, or, you know what I mean? You might have great plans one day and you can't go, so you end up going the next day when you're never supposed to be there. Then you meet someone that you know God needed you to meet. So he's always shuffling around your stuff, so you gotta just go with it and be like, all right, if I couldn't do it today, I wasn't meant to. If I needed to do it today, it would have been get done. If I'm asked to do stuff at inopportune times, that's when I know it's the most important. Because if God's asking you to do something and it's an inopportune time, you know that's when you better listen the most, because that's when he needs you to do it, because he loves you and he's your friend. He's not going to be like, nah, you don't feel good, do this right now, when he knows in an hour from then you might feel 10 times better. He just needs you to do it in the time to coordinate with the whole rest of the world, right? Because he's living in a whole world of people that have free will, people that aren't following him. So he's not just divinely connecting you to other Christians that he's moving through. He might be the only talking to you, and they're 100% in the natural, so you have to be the one flexible to move with him, because he's not divinely, you know, because not everyone you meet by divine connection is meant to be in your life forever or equally yoked or this or that. You meet people to just heal and help that you're never supposed to see again. You meet people you're supposed to have a conversation with, to tell them something. Like, it's a million things, and most of them you never get an answer. Could have literally told someone a company to work for, a place to live, a landlord, a doctor, anything in the world, that you were just meant to see that person for that minute, give them that information, that was what God needed to move their life, right? Even if they're unsaved yet, that could be where God's bringing them to the person that's going to save them, or the situation, you know. It's all like, I'm big into serendipity and stuff, and like with God, it just feels like everything is serendipitous, which is cool, because I kept talking about that to Adam, and then I went to an old Facebook post, and that was like the memory from about 9 years prior. But I'm gonna rest, and I gotta be out of here in a couple hours, and I gotta shave and shower and squeeze into clothes that are really uncomfortable, because anything touching my body just feels like awful. And walk to the lake, and we have these really cool, we'll try to take some pictures, because I have this sushi float and this double lay down canopy float, and all the floats have cup holders, and there's something else I was thinking about. it's just really cool Adam gets to be here. He was like my birthday wish come true for every year of my life. So I don't have a birthday wish this year. You know, I just got it. And it's my first birthday ever with the man God made for me. And he gets to be here too. He would have been at work right now, but he gets to be here, and it'd just be nice to float and get in the water. I can't exactly swim because I could like hold onto the float and tread water, but yeah, I can't like. But I love floating, and treading water is fun, and the fact that I'm in the lake is just amazing. So all the rest will come. Anything you knew how to do once, you'll know how to do again. And I was thinking about last night how I'll possibly never be able to go on an amusement park ride for the rest of my life, and even if I can, it wouldn't be for a lot of years, right? I'm so thankful that the last time I went, it was with 3 people I loved, and we had the most beautiful time, and there's just no 3 people I would have rather been there with. And it was so slow. We got to ride a lot of the rides and roller coasters and the Ferris, the thing with the horses, carousel and stuff. And so it was like a great way to because I was always obsessed with water parks and amusement parks and rides and speed and driving boats fast and racing jet skis and going as fast as I could on people's motorcycles and making them pop wheelies. I was always like an adrenaline freak and always getting hurt and always like high risk behavior. I was like Belle when she was trying to get Edward back, and every single second she was doing dumb things. That was me, jumping off bridges, laying on the top of mall, parking lot, garage things that if you even just trip or fall or get startled and lean, you die. Like, it's sitting on the end, laying on them, all high and drunk, and I just every second, and that was when I was before a mom, when I was a teenager. Did not do those things as an adult, but that's like my personality. It was just like, live free and just die having fun, right? And just whatever I was doing, if it killed me, died having fun. And I never feared the second I died. I didn't care if it was when I was 1, 2, 3, 4. It was always like, my time's my time. But now I know I'm stuck here. So I gotta treat my body like my temple and do nothing dangerous ever again. Just the adrenaline rush could send me right back into F&D. So even after my body looks like Xena, less tan Xena, she's got the most beautiful, like caramel glistening, so I'll be pale Xena. But even when my body's like that, because I'll still be a neurodivergent, that could always trigger back. So my ride days are through, but now I have all this other stuff to do that doesn't cause adrenaline, because now I can't have adrenaline rushes ever again. So I just get like filled with like the love and peace of the Holy Spirit, and you just feel all this love and peace, and those are great because I got to live the whole life of like flight or fight and adrenaline and like super intense, and now it's just all the things that I never got. I get to have the second half. And as you get older, and even if I was healthy, my body would be like more fragile and getting more stuff that happens as we age, right? I wouldn't be doing all the adrenaline stuff I would have young anyway, so that's fine. And I am still gonna go on boats and get pulled by tubes. I've been doing that my whole life. I won't even get adrenaline as fast as they're going on speedboats. Anything water-wise, I think I know I'll be fine. That's just part of my DNA. So that would just be familiarity, not adrenaline, not rush. That's just, and there's something else I was thinking I could do that I also enjoy that would be kind of I think I could probably go on motorcycles because I've been on them my entire life, always, lots and lots. So my brain, again, would just feel comforted with, and that's still something I enjoy, that's still fast. So there's stuff that's fast that you don't have to give up. I could be on a horse, which if I had to choose giving up amusement parks and rides for the rest of my life or horses, I would choose the amusement parks in a heartbeat, because there's nothing better in the entire world than being on a horse, and when it's just running and it feels like it's on a bunny hopping, and the gallop feels different and you're so connected, and the way you squeeze your legs and move them and you're so in sync, there's nothing better. So everything that truly matters to me, I could do the rest of my life. So yeah, I guess I didn't lose all that much, just some time, which we lose that time in bad relationships, we lose that time in bad jobs, we lose that time in depression. We've all lost many years of our lives in grief. You know, when people die that we love, we lose years of our lives. Like, we all have lost many of years of our life, even without being bedridden. So what's a bit more? Bye.